The Miami Dolphins yesterday met with some college football prospects. Also, they were graded, but every NFL team was graded. But the Dolphins did pretty good. What is up, Finn fans? How is everyone doing on this Thursday, day one of On the Field combine drills? Now, the combine drills happen later today. I think around noon is when they start. They do the 40-yard dash and yada, yada, blah, blah, blah. I will have a recap video on what happened today later tonight, probably, or maybe around 7, maybe later, maybe around 11. But I am going to recap what happened today. If there's any other Dolphin news, like who the Dolphins met with, who the Dolphins, whatever, blah, blah, blah. I will have all that out later today. But today we're going to talk about Dolphins have met with 3 that have been reported. This is just what's been reported. Probably more. Met with 3 players, and then every NFL team was graded by the NFLPA, which is hilarious to me. The Dolphins actually did pretty well. So we're going to go over those grades and everything. But real quick, I just want to say something. I normally don't do this. It's not a sponsorship, even though some of you guys hate it, but hey, I gotta pay the bill somehow. I just want to say something. 51,000 subscribers, 20,000 on Twitter, roughly 70,000 altogether between the two. I will get better at Instagram and I will get better at TikTok. I gotta get better at Instagram. So to my Instagram followers and to the people who message me on Instagram and you're like, wow, he hasn't answered me back in a while, I do apologize. I just want to say something, and this is going to be brief, because I tend to ramble in the beginning and some people don't like it. To everyone who watches and appreciates and comments and likes and gives me constructive criticism, love constructive criticism. Hey, you should work on this. Like when the mic wasn't working, try this, try that. Love it. Appreciate you. Bottom of my heart, I appreciate you, because you'll be surprised. There's a lot of people that don't like me, and they're starting to come out of the woodwork, and I'm starting to hear things, because I have friends that are in different little groups and different little situations, and things get back to me. So I know people don't like me. I know I'm annoying to certain people. I know the way I run my channel is annoying to certain people. Some people think I don't know football and I lie and I clickbait and all that stuff. You can't please everyone. But to the people who support me, to the 51,000 of you, to the 20,000 on Twitter, and to whoever's on my Instagram and my TikTok, just know, appreciate the hell out of you. And it's because of you people I continue to do what I do. Just wanted to say that because I'm having a good day, and I guess you're doing something right if people hate you, right? Isn't that the saying? So real quick, we are going to jump into who the Dolphins met with. So they met with Texas A&M defensive lineman Shamar Stewart. Now, that's big because he is the 5th ranked per PFF. A lot of this can change, whether up or down, whatever, with the combine and the pro days. But as of today, he is the 23rd ranked PFF in their top 500 big board, and he's the 5th edge rusher. Now, he said, this is from David Furines, he said, South Florida native, Texas A&M defensive lineman Shamar Stewart reveals he was a fan of the Dolphins, who he has met with at the combine growing up. Of course, Jarvis Landry all the way, he said. Now, if the Dolphins took him at 13, I wouldn't pump my fist like, boom. Because don't get me wrong, he's a very good edge rusher. It's not up there with who I'd go for, because, again, we have Phillips coming back, we have Chubb, we have Chop. Like, it's not, hey, we need to grab him, but he's a Dolphins fan. Also, the Dolphins met with running back Ollie Gordon, the 2nd out of Oklahoma State. PFF ranks him 194, probably like a 4th rounder. And Hurricane edge rusher Tyler Barron, who was coached by Jason Taylor. So obviously he has that connection with the Miami Dolphins there. PFF ranks him 149. So the Dolphins are doing their due diligence, meeting with different people in different categories. So very interesting there. Now, let's talk about these grades. Let's talk about, because some teams didn't do well at all. This is the 2025 report card for the NFLPA. Is that right up here? Boop. And, treatment of families, food and dining, nutrition, dietitian, locker room, training staff, weight room, strength coaches, team travel, head coach, ownership, all get graded. Now, we could go through all of these. I'm not going to go through all of these, but the fact that the Arizona Cardinals got an F for locker room is crazy. Cleveland got an F for locker room. That's not surprising. Cleveland got an F for treatment of families. What does that even mean? What are you doing? But we're going to come down here, and we're going to look at the Miami Dolphins. Overall ranking, first out of 32 teams. Breakdown. Treatment of families. The Dolphins provide daycare during home games and a family room during home games. Players rate the post-game family area 8.6 out of 10, ranking them 6th out of 32. The players believe the team frequently organizes family events, ranked 11th out of 32. A few players suggest providing more pregame sideline passes for members of their family, but they get an A, which is 3rd out of 32. The food and dining. Hey, you've been to the stadium. Food's good. Miami Dolphins rate the taste of their team's food 9.74 out of 10, a ranking of 1 out of 32. They get the first best food. And it's also Miami, so you got some great food down in Miami. They rate the freshness of their food 9.73 out of 10, which is number 1. And they rate the dining 9.9 out of 10, which is number 1. They got good food. They got good dining, especially for the players. But hey, as fans going in that stadium, we know how it is. Nutritionist and dietitian. 96 of the players report that they get an individual nutritional plan, ranking the Dolphins 4 out of 32. The players feel the team dietitian is very accessible and ranks 3rd out of 32. They got an A+ there. The locker room. We've seen the locker room. We've seen what Stephen Ross can do, throwing money at everything to make the players feel comfortable. 97% of the players feel they have enough room in their individual lockers. They're huge, and a ranking of 4 out of 32. 98% of the players feel the locker room size is adequate, ranking them 7th out of 32. They got a 4th out of 82 with an A+. I'm seeing a lot of A's and A+. Training room. 96% rates them 4 out of 32. Enough full-time trainers. 88% full-time therapists. 8 out of 32. 98% the hot tub space. Really, 2nd out of 32. 100% of the players feel they have enough cold tubs. 1 out of 4 teams with a perfect score. I gotta get myself a cold tub. Supposedly that's like really good for you. Training staff. 94% of Dolphin players report that they receive enough one-on-one training treatments, ranking them 3rd out of 32. The players feel their training staff significantly contributes to their overall success, ranking them 1 out of 32. Now, I'm going to go through these, and I'm going to tell you why this matters. The weight room, A+, number 1 out of 32. High-quality equipment, strength coaches, A+, 1 out of 32. 100% of them like their individual trainers. The players feel the strength and coaches significantly contribute to their overall success. And a lot of people wonder why we keep getting injured. They like the strength coaches. The team travels. 100% of the Dolphins report that they have comfortable amount of personal space on team flights, 1 of 2 in the teams in the NFL with a perfect score. The players feel that their team travel schedule is very efficient, which is interesting. Head coach gets an A+, 6th out of 32 for Mike McDaniel. 98% of the Dolphin players feel the head coach, Mike McDaniel, is efficient with their time and ranks 7 out of 32. Efficient with their time. Now, I'm assuming that means he's not wasting time chatting up too much or doing unnecessary drills or unnecessary film work. He's very, let's get to work, let's do what we need to do. because we all heard that the time is not efficient and the other way around. The players feel that Mike McDaniel is highly receptive in the locker room feedbacks of their team's needs, ranking them 4 out of 32 head coaches in the league. So the players like him. That's what you get with the player-friendly head coach. Ownership gets an A+, number 1 in the NFL. Owner Stephen Ross average rating per received willingness to invest in the facility is 9.88 out of 10. The Dolphins players rank first out of 32 in the league. The players feel that Ross significantly contributes to the positive team culture, ranking 1 out of 32. And the players feel that Ross is extremely committed to building a competitive team, a rank up 1 out of 32. We're going to look at the other ones, but I want to talk to you guys real quick. This matter. Why do all these things matter? All these rankings matter? Players talk to each other, right? The biggest thing that you can, and again, we'll go back to the chart because we're going to talk about something. But the biggest thing that you'll notice with these free agents is they talk to each other, right? And the biggest thing, obviously, is winning. Because we're going to look at some of these grades, and you're going to see some of the highest winning teams or the best winning teams don't have good grades. Like, they're kind of low. So winning overtakes it, but these players talk to each other. Hey, man, like someone might call Steeler that was with him in Baltimore, they have a connection. Hey, I got hit up by the Dolphins, say at the beginning of free agency. How is it there? How's the coach? How's this? Dude, it's beautiful here. It's great here, the facility, this, and that. We just need to get this stuff together, yada, yada, blah, blah, blah. They talk to each other. They see what it's like when they come play here. They have their locker rooms. They get fed. They do their things. They have the team atmosphere for the families and everything. So that does help, and that does contribute to bringing free agents here. And you look at Stephen Ross. My thing with Stephen Ross, and this has always been my thing with Stephen Ross, and you could tell I'm a little bit mad at Stephen Ross because of him bringing back McDaniel and Greer, and I already went off on a tyrant talking about that. Stephen Ross wants to win, and you could tell he wants to win. And, whether it's the money he puts into the stadium, the checks he cuts to keep players here or to clear cap space, you guys got to realize that when someone gets restructured or when they convert his blah, blah, blah into a signing bonus, that is Stephen Ross taking out his personal checkbook and signing millions of dollars over to these players to create cap space. So that man is giving a ton of money to create cap space to win. He's invested in winning. But, and here's the big fat pimply but, he does not have the right people in place to make football decisions. He doesn't have that czar, whether it was Bill Parcells at one time or whatever. He doesn't have that czar who knows what needs to be done and knows who needs to be brought in to build a winning team. He just is trusting people that he thinks are, okay, yeah, no, I feel what you want to do, and let's try it this way. He wants to win. We can't sit here and say he doesn't want to win, because if they win, he makes more money. Again, a lot of people will say he doesn't care about winning. He cares about money. You win, you make money. You get a Lombardi trophy, you make money. You get a lot of money the more the Dolphins win. So, yes, to me, Stephen Ross definitely, he's obviously ranked one of the highest owners. He just needs to work on his football knowledge and bring in a football czar. So that's my thought process on that. But this is something I want to show you, right? So, first and foremost, let's go look at the ownership, right? There's only one F on here. B's a C- for Kansas City, which is interesting, but again, winning. A D for New England, winning. An F for the weight. Like, they got horrible grades, but at some point they were winning. The only F for ownership was the Jets, which is very interesting. Head coaches. C in Jacksonville, but that's obviously, we know that. C in Chicago, we know why that is. Those are the lowest there, but you got like a B+ in Tampa. Like, what is the Buffalo Bills? A B. Baltimore, a B. But they're winners. It doesn't really matter. The weight room. C plus, an A, a B plus. Looks like Kansas C's. C. They're not, they're, it's just not good in Kansas City when it comes to a B, A minus, locker room D minus, training room C minus, training staff C, weight room C. It's bad. Players don't like these things, but they win. So they'll go there because they win. Who's another team that wins a lot? Buffalo, they're kind of mid. A lot of B's. Cincinnati, F. You know, they don't really win though. It's Baltimore. Baltimore's kind of mid with the B's. Jacksonville don't matter. But Minnesota, a lot of A's for Minnesota, but they just have a brand new facility. Philly, C, D plus for the locker room. Like, but they win. So sometimes winning matters. F for the locker room. Commanders, but we all know what that's all about. Tennessee, Tampa Bay, C. Like, it's about, so for some players, it's about winning, right? Winning and money. Some players, it's about money and atmosphere. It's about money and being treated properly. So that's where a lot of these things come in. But you look at the Miami Dolphins, and you look at what Stephen Ross has done with the facility and the staff and all that stuff. It's just A across the board, and it's not really surprising there. So I just thought this was interesting that the Dolphins get such high rankings, and it's all fine and dandy, but at the end of the day, us fans see this and we're like, cool. We haven't won a playoff game in 24 years. Like, we don't give a crap about this. Start doing things the proper way. So we'll see. But I will see you guys later today. We will break down what happened with the defensive line and the linebackers. I'll give you more information if any other news comes out from the combine. I think tomorrow is running backs, quarterbacks, wide receivers, or that's the day after. That might be Saturday. I'll talk about all this later tonight. But comment below. Let me know. Let me know about the 3 guys the Dolphins met. Comment below. What's your thoughts on the Dolphins having such high grades? Are you honestly kind of like me and like, that's nice. It's cool to see, but it don't matter if we ain't winning. Comment below. Let me know. And I'll see you later today. Like usual, stay classy. My fins up.